Did you know that narcissists could actually use positivity to gaslight you? Yeah, it's actually true. Let me explain in this video. I know it's kind of crazy, but there's actually a way that narcissists use positivity to gaslight you. And I didn't know this either, but there's actually a toxic type of positivity that is sort of backhanded, and it makes you end up feeling bad about yourself. And it is a form of gaslighting, but it's very, very hidden. And it's, even though it seems like it's a good thing, it's coming out of their mouth and it seems like a positive statement, it still invalidates you. So when you hear it, it doesn't make you feel better. And I know I've seen this because I have a friend who actually has, she's had to grieve the loss of a child, which was absolutely awful. She's one of my dearest friends. And she actually has talked about this with me at length. And so I've been, made familiar with it because of that. But other than that, I wouldn't have known about it or come to be familiarized with it. So, hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I am a globally recognized narcissist negotiation expert, high conflict communications expert, attorney, and the author of a best-selling book, Slay the Bully: How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. And in my book, I talk about gaslighting. And gaslighting is when your feelings are being invalidated, when what you're seeing isn't what you're seeing, what you're feeling isn't what you're feeling, what you're hearing isn't what you're hearing. It's when you are being made to feel like you're crazy, when you basically are being made to feel invisible, when you are being marginalized in some way. Yeah, but it's really worse than that. It's when you're really feeling like you're actually going crazy. And so the impact of it is that you start to feel voiceless, that you start to feel like you can't speak up. And I know for me, because of, things that I've had to work through in my past, when I've been in toxic relationships, I tend to have what becomes known as leaky boundaries, where you end up allowing things to happen that you shouldn't allow to happen, and you don't end up speaking up when you should. You end up just, I'm just going to go along to get along because I don't want to end up having to deal with it. It's just easier for me to just do the things I shouldn't end up doing, or not saying anything when I should say something, because I don't want to have to deal with somebody being mad at me. I don't want to have to deal with, the thing. But that's one aspect of it. But this is something completely different. Toxic positivity shows up in a different way. And that's why it's so kind of backhanded. How this ends up showing up is more manipulative, quite frankly. But it's again backhanded. It's again a way to downplay your experiences, again, a way to maintain control. It's a seemingly positive phrase that makes you feel, if you're not aware of what's happening, like you don't matter. So, for example, you are down about something and you're upset about something and you're sharing your feelings. I'm upset. I'm sad. I am angry. And you're, instead of sitting in that with you and saying, I can see that. I can see why you would be upset about that. And hey, you don't want somebody to sit in that with you forever, but you at least want to say, you want somebody who's going to be supportive and say, I can see, how that would be upsetting to you. And I can get that. I can get how, I can feel that. I can feel that with you and sit in there with you for a little bit. And, I get why that would be something that would be, upsetting. If somebody has been emotionally abusive or whatever it is. But what this is somebody who just says, just be positive. Just be positive. I don't know why you're focusing on that. Just be positive. And instead of giving any sort of validation or acknowledgement of that emotion to that person, they don't give any acknowledgement to it at all. They say, just be positive. Let's just, move on. And what that does is, and yeah, while it seems harmless to some extent, it also silences you, and it doesn't validate you at all. It doesn't allow you to have any space there. And it gaslights you into sort of making you feel like your feelings are unwarranted in some way. And it's crucial to understand that sort of subtle manipulation. It's a subtle sort of manipulation. So it's sort of another one that they might do is sort of when you want to talk about something that might have happened with the relationship, and you're not trying to dwell on the relationship, this is, and there's a sort of a fine line between you kind of making them stew and holding their head to the fire all the time, and also holding them accountable, right? But if you're truly just saying, hey, I want you to be held accountable, and I want you to apologize to me and validate me, and then they just say, you know what, why are you bringing that up now? Why can't we just look at the future and let's just let the past be the past and let's just move on? Because that's another thing that a narcissist will do. Let's just let the future be the future. Let's just be positive. Let's just look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. That's another thing that they might say. An uplifting phrase that seems positive. Look on the bright side. It's an uplifting tool. It appears positive, right? It's a tool for gaslighting sometimes. They divert attention away from the real issues. And it makes it challenging for you to address core problems. Why are you focusing on the negative all the time? Let's just look on the bright side, because it doesn't allow you to have your feelings. Another one that they might say is good vibes only. Good vibes only. That's just great. But if it's being used to suppress any concerns that you might have, it's great. Okay. But then when they might have concerns, what happened to good vibes only? What happened to look on the bright side? Well, that's only, if it's one-sided a lot of times, right? So you got to look and see what's happening there. Understanding and recognizing when this might be happening is a really, really important step to reclaiming your sense of well-being and really being able to take a step back and take a step at understanding that this is a form of gaslighting, that it's toxic positivity because it's a form of invalidating you and invalidating your concerns and invalidating that you matter as a human being. And it's a form of diversion. It's a form of diversion away from the true issue, which is maybe again getting them to take responsibility for their actions, right? And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that now, because we do give tips and resources on this sort of thing on a regular basis. So make sure you do that now, because I want you to have the help and support that you need. And to that same vein, we have a supportive community, which you can join, which is my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators. And if you need phrases for disarming narcissists, I have those too. Disarmthenarc.com, disarmthenarc.com. You can get that as well, disarmthenarc.com. And so make sure you grab those free phrases for disarming narcissists to help you, something that you can use, tips and tricks, something, a resource that you have at your fingertips also. So, it's good to have positivity, of course, and certainly you don't want to be a person who's sitting in the mud and in the doldrums, or, being negative all the time. But, you also don't want to be having your feelings invalidated. Like another one that I've heard people say to people, especially, somebody who's lost somebody, is everything happens for a reason, and of course, this is, sometimes it's people that just don't know what to say. Sometimes people just say this without realizing what they're saying. But sometimes narcissists use it again to dismiss your pain and struggles. And sometimes they use it as a weapon to manipulate. So you just have to understand, is it somebody who's really trying to be harmless, or is it somebody who's trying to invalidate you, invalidate your feelings, invalidate what's happening? Right. And I would love to know what you guys have seen, what kinds of toxic positivity you might have experienced as well. Let me know in the comments. Just throw a comment below. Oh my God, I've seen it. And oh, I didn't even know that this existed, or I did. What kinds of other toxic positivity comments you guys have seen as well? Let me know in the comments. Let's get a conversation going about this. And, I want to know what your experiences have been. And by the way, if you have experienced this and you know others who have experienced this too, make sure you like this video. Make sure you share it with others, share it with others in your community, because we want to make sure that we shut this down. We don't, this is something I didn't know that much about myself, and I want to stop this. I don't want this to keep perpetuating. That's why I have this channel. That's why I'm not stopping with what I'm doing. I know I'm one of the few lawyers who are out there who is doing this. That's why I wrote my book. That's why I have my SLAY programs. That's why I have my certification program. My certification program is certifying master high conflict coaches daily. All the time we're graduating brand new coaches who are out there helping people. And so, if you're interested, you want to join us, you want to join the ranks, come join us, because we are actively out there helping. And I'm so glad that you were here. So, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that now. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. And remember that it's not you. It's not you. You're here. You were born for a reason. You were meant for more. Your higher self, your inner self knows that you were meant for more. And I can't wait to see what you do. So the next video that I want you to watch is Fight Back for Instant Respect. Fight Back for Instant Respect. 5 must-know responses to take back your power and control against narcissists. So 5 must-know responses to take back your instant power and control against narcissists. Fight back for instant respect. Can't wait to see you over there. Make sure that you subscribe before you do that. I'll see you in that next video. Remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. It's going to be so exciting when you do. And I'll see you in that next video.